Okay, so I have a message for Gemini, and the title of this video is Gemini, You Are Rare. So there's a lot of messages coming through. I'm strongly getting that this is more so a male energy who is a Gemini, and then I'm picking up two storylines, but the messages still apply. So in one instance, this could be for a deceased Gemini where it's almost like his spirit is like kind of being harnessed or trapped, like someone could have this Gemini's soul trapped, um, and this Gemini hasn't like moved on. It feels like this Gemini is under some type of impression that they're still trapped, they're still stuck. Okay, they're still bound to something even in the afterlife. So this could be something that this Gemini needs to hear so that they can move on and free themselves. But this also could be for a Gemini who is still in the natural realm, who's alive still. The messages are still the same. Like I said, it's just two different scenarios that this may apply to. So it could apply to maybe a situation where you know of a Gemini who passed away, and this Gemini still kind of feels like bound to something. Um, or it's just a situation where you may be the Gemini watching this and you're needing to realize certain things when it comes to your sense of uniqueness and who you are. So, getting into the messages, Gemini, you are rare, okay? And I feel like you have had individuals who have tried to limit you, who've tried to restrict you because they see that you are the GOAT. They see that you are rare. They see that you are unique. Okay. You are one of a kind, Gemini. Okay. And you need to hear this. You need to know this. This is coming straight from source. You are one of a kind. You were not meant to be limited. You were not meant to be restricted. You were not meant to be caged in. You were not meant to just stay at one tier or one level. You have like huge energy within you, and it feels like people want to try to contain that, either so that they can harness it themselves, either because they want to possess you or control you, or it's just the fact that they just don't want to see you doing better than what they are. I feel this situation is coming up for several different areas of one's life. Okay, now, I will say for a lot of you, I do feel like this will pertain to those of you where you are already like very successful in your own right, whatever that may be. Okay, and however that applies to you. So I feel like a lot of you have achieved a lot. Maybe there are people who don't want you to achieve more because they know what you are capable of. There could just be people who just feels like you're doing, like you've done enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you've achieved enough. Like, or it's just people who want to control what you do so that they can have access to you to essentially benefit off of you. Because I did see like, I saw the emoji pop up like with the dollar signs on the eyes and the tongue. So you could have a lot of people around you who see your growth, or they're only with you because they know what level you have to grow to. So it's like you have hanger on, you got leeches around you. Okay, you got leeches, but it's like people who are materialistic. And I'm trying to structure and organize the reading, but I might bounce around a little bit. So just I just thank you in advance for just sticking with me, and I hope that you're able to like comprehend what I'm trying to say. Um, because I've been like getting a whole bunch of messages for this, okay? And I'm trying to remember everything. But the main message I want you to get is that you are rare and you're not meant to be limited. I feel like for some of you actually do want to be free out of something that you're in, some type of contract, some type of relationship, or just dealing with certain like karma. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't want to deal with certain things anymore. And I feel like there are people, for some of you, who are directly in your life currently still that you directly deal with. And these are people who are purposely trying to hamper and impede you from successfully moving on with your life, from being successful in your own right. So there could be people who want to be attached to you because they want to have some type of ability to get recognition for saying that, you know, they attribute it to your success. They want to benefit and profit off of your success, or they just don't want to see you successful. Okay. And then there are some of you where you may not be dealing with certain individuals, but there are people who are doing black magic on you still. So you need to be aware of that. There are people who are doing black magic on you because they feel like this is a way that they can control you from getting too big. It's almost like people don't want you to get too big. They're afraid of what you can do, but you are very powerful. You're powerful, Gemini. Okay. The other thing is as well too that you hold a lot of wisdom, knowledge within you. Some of you are very psychic. Some of you are very intuitive, and I feel like I've told you this message before, Gemini. So I don't know, for some of you, you're not trusting and harnessing that energy, or you just don't believe it. Okay, or you're just allowing other people around you to keep you from going after and pursuing what you want and actually truly listening to your intuition. I feel like time and time again, you have been proven that you are this, okay? Like you are intuitive. You know certain things, and there's other people around you who wants to tell you that you don't know these things, or you're just making things up, or it's not what it seems. Okay, so there could be people around you trying to paint some type of facade and tell you that you don't know something. I'm getting a situation where this is, like I said, once again, it's giving me very strong, like this is a male energy that I'm talking to. Like I said, either it's both situations pertaining to a deceased spirit that needs to hear this, but then it's also pertaining to individuals who may be like alive and in the natural realm. There could be situations where there was rape that occurred. You may have been raped. So for some of you, you could have been raped and taken advantage of by someone in your household. For some of you, this could be a spouse. Okay, you could have been raped by a spouse. Some spouse could have taken advantage of you. I kept hearing sodomized. Okay, so you could have been raped by a family member, someone you grew up with, someone whose house you were in, or a spouse for some of you. Okay, now I'm also getting like there's kinky energy here. So maybe for some of you, where it wasn't blatant rape, it was a situation where I'm picking up a very strong energy, or you could have been dealing with an individual coming up in a very like fire sign energy. So this person can have a strong fire sign placement, or they can be a fire sign. But it feels like this individual like got you into doing kinky stuff. So if you're a male, this feels like this is a female who purposely like wanted you to like take anal, or just do all types of other things. Maybe just even stuff where it's just like where you would, it was like it hurt, you know what I'm saying, like you would get hurt, you would get wounded from this, and you went along with this because you were being vulnerable with this person, and you wanted to, like, you could have just been open to it at the time, you know what I'm saying, and you were with this person, like I said, especially for some of you where this is your spouse, you're with this person, so you were going along with it, you know what I'm saying. And I feel like in certain instances, this person was doing this where it was like a love interest, that, or a love interest, or a sex partner, or whatever you want to call it, someone who you have was having a fling with, or your spouse. It feels like this person wanted to do this to be able to secure some type of collateral damage on you, so that essentially, if you got out of pocket, this person would be able to pull your car and be like, oh, well, remember when you did that, or I got pictures of this, or I got recordings of that. But this was a person who knowingly went into essentially subjecting you to be in this situation. Okay, they didn't want to do it because it's just like, oh, I'm into you and let's just take our relationship to the next level, or let's just try something new. No, this person literally went in with a negative motive to try to sabotage you because they knew how successful that you were going to be, or they know how successful that you are, and they purposely did this with that negative intention to try to ruin you. Now, I was also getting that energy where there is some energy of a Scorpio and an Aries who has some type of situation where I feel like this is a relationship with these individuals where they don't have your best interest at heart. Okay. And these could be individuals who are around you who have been very strongly trying to oppress, limit, or restrict you as well too. Or these are people who could be like egging you on to do these certain types of things, especially like sexually, because they want to put you in like I said, these like vulnerable situations that they can have some type of collateral damage on you to ruin you or ruin your reputation if you so allow them to do that. Because it really is up to you and how you feel about a situation. Like if in your mind you feel like, okay, this is going to ruin your reputation, I feel like that's what'll happen. But if in your mind you feel like, okay, well, that was something I did at one point in time, if you're an adult, like you have the right to do what you want as an adult, you know what I'm saying? And the people who are gonna fuck with you, they're still gonna fuck with you regardless. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm hearing like your sexuality is not up for discussion. Okay. So it's not up to other people to try to pinpoint what your sexuality is. I I feel like as well too, this could have been a situation where someone could have been trying to conflict you to make you feel like you were gay or bisexual, okay? And I feel like that is another ill motive why someone was trying to do this to you, because they were trying to conflict you, like I said, once again, to try to have some leverage on you to keep you limited, restricted, and not able to see your true potential. So I feel like somebody was essentially trying to wrongfully control your sexual energy, harness your sexual energy to essentially negatively turn around and use that against you later. Now, in that instance, this could be that same type of female energy who you were sleeping with in a relationship with, or your wife. But I'm also getting a storyline where it could be a situation where some of you could have had something happen to you when you were younger. So this goes back to that household situation. You could have been living with someone who did this, or in a household, or a family member could have did this to you and was trying to emasculate you at a very young age to try to control you. So this could have been another family member who was doing this, okay? Or there's a situation where you were raised up in a household where you were raped or you were taken advantage of, and you went to someone to try to tell them who did it, or you went to someone to try to tell them that this occurred to you, okay? And when you did this, there were people who tried to shut you up and make you feel like you didn't know what you were talking about, that it really didn't happen, or things of that nature. So I feel like people tried to like let's say you were young when this happened and it was a family member that did it, and then you went to another family member and tried to tell on this person. Well, everyone tried to make you, convince you that you didn't know what you were talking about, while all along they were like essentially protecting this other person. Or people just didn't believe you. Maybe people just didn't believe you because they was just like, well, such and such wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it even could have just been that maybe you just were going to other people who you confided in, who you thought were like you were close to, and then these people just would not believe you. Okay. So maybe some of them were working in cahoots to protect this other individual. Maybe some of them just didn't believe you. Okay. They just didn't believe you. Okay. But essentially it left you feeling like you took on that blame, like you took on that energy. It kind of like diminished who you are and diminished your light. It made you feel some type of way. And I feel like where there was an instance where this was someone in your family or like a household you were raised in, or like I don't know if you spent the night at somebody's house or something like that and this occurred to you or whatever happened, but I kind of feel like it was a situation where you just started feeling like you didn't feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You didn't feel good about yourself, and it allowed these other people to control you, to control your narrative, to control your destiny. Okay. And it could have just made you also just want to close up. Okay. So moving on away from that energy, I'm just getting essentially, Gemini, that you just need to know that you are rare. Okay. And you need to know that maybe for some of you, when it comes to work related issues, you can go to new heights and new levels and attain different goals and financial goals, okay? But some of you need to get rid of the people who are around you because they are very small minded, they're limited. For some of you, you have the potential to be a billionaire, okay? And you don't have people around you who either A, want you to do that, they don't see you being able to do it. So it's hard for you to get the motivation and support to be able to do it because you don't have the right people around you, or you literally have people who are just trying to stick around with you because they know that you're going to be able to do it. You're also coming up in magician energy, which to me, this card does signify, it does relate to a few signs for me, but Gemini is one of them. So there's a lot of people who see that you can create the life that you want to live. So this is why a lot of people are attracted to you. This is why a lot of people want to stay connected to you, because you're a freaking magician. You make something out of nothing, okay? Like literally, like you can literally create the type of life that you want to live when you are in alignment with yourself and you believe in yourself. But when people have you restricted and limited and are oppressing you, that takes away from you being in true alignment with yourself. Okay? And this is like essentially like your divine birthright as a Gemini. This card is the Lover's card. It's associated with Gemini energy. That's part of your divine birthright. That's part of what you're here to do. You're here to do, to balance your light and your dark. You're here to balance your energy. You know what I'm saying? You're here to even have a soulmate. Like, so you do have a soulmate, okay, that you're supposed to be with. Like, and I like, I don't mean just a regular soulmate, because these other people who you're dealing with, they're low vibrational karmic soulmates. But I'm talking about, like, you have a high level soulmate that you're supposed to be with. And these are people who essentially don't want you to be with that soulmate, because when you're in alignment with yourself, you're going to attract better for yourself in all areas of your life, meaning love as well too. Okay. So I just feel like, once again, some of you have people around you who are making money off of you, and they don't want to see you be a successful entrepreneur on your own. And they feel like they can make more money off of you, and you're only like, I was getting a message like, some of y'all are thousandaires when you could be billionaires, but there's people around you making millions or billions off of you, but you're like only a thousandaire. And like, you have to understand, the math ain't mathing, because that doesn't make sense, Gemini. It doesn't make sense. Why would you be a thousandaire? You have all this potential and you're making money for all these other people when you should be a freaking billionaire. But it would require you to venture off and realize that you can be a successful entity by yourself. Like, you don't need who either you don't need these people who are around you, and you do need a team, and but you would need people around you who are going to support your ideas. Like, you have different ideas that are like out out of the box, you know what I'm saying? And you need people around you who are going to support that, who are going to be able to help you implement that. And I mean, like, I'm talking to those of you Geminis who are operating in, like, like, you're on the right side of, like, balancing your energy. Like, this would not be for those of you where you're in low vibration energy. This is those of you where it's like, you have good intentions with the way that you want to move forward with things, okay? And you just have different types of creative ideas and things of that nature that, like, are outside of the parameters of what has been done before. Like, you have new things that could be tapped into, or that you have the ability to access or tap into. But there are people who want to restrict you to keep you from doing that, or to just keep you from sharing that information. The other thing that I was picking up as well too, I heard matriarch. So even though I said, like, I feel strongly that this is for males, I feel like a lot of you have, like, a very, like, nurturing motherly side about you. Okay, maybe some of you got cancer placements or something of that nature, but you could have a very, like, motherly side, meaning that you love to take care of people, and like, let's say you had a significant other, like, you are going to, like, nurture that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be very, like, motherly and nurturing to that person. Even, being a male, it's like, you like to take care of individuals and make them feel comfortable, make them feel safe, make them feel at home. Like, you like to, like, nurture your relationships. You really do. But at the same time, I just feel like you have a lot of abundance around you as well too. You know what I'm saying? And this could be where people take advantage of you, because they know this. Like, this is an area where it's like, where you have family members, where you have love interests who, like, will try to take advantage of you, because you do have this very, like, loving, nurturing side. Like, you really know how to nourish and nurture individuals. Like, you can literally make things grow. You make people grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can help people and turn them into, like, even better versions of themselves, or just help sustain individuals with, like, what you bring to the table. Okay, and you just need to know that, like, I also was picking up the energy where you could have had individuals who have stolen from you, Gemini. Like, and I'm hearing pocket change. So it was pocket change to you, but it could have been, like, okay, a significant amount of money, but it was pocket change to you in the fact that, like, these are people who you were already taking care of. Okay, and these are people who wanted to just buy, like, Chanel or things of that nature, and or they just wanted to buy, like, name brand stuff. And, like, this could have been people who you were already, like, taking care of. Or it could have been people where, if they would have just came to you and asked you for the money, you probably would have gave these people the money. And I feel like that's another message that you need to know, Gemini. You need to start realizing who is worthy of your trust and who is not. Because you need to really, like, start sitting down. Like, if you need to take pen to paper to do this, and do this. But I feel like, Gemini, you think a lot, But sometimes maybe it helps for you to write this shit down so you can actually see it, the pros and the cons when it comes to the relationships and the people that you're dealing with. But I feel like you need to be heavily also always considering who is trustworthy, because you bring that to the table. Not only do you have matriarch energy, nourishing, nurturing energy, like big, like empress energy, you have the energy where you are actually like loyal and devoted as well too, and you're faithful and you're trustworthy. So you should also be aligning with business partners. You should be aligning with love interests. You should be aligning with friends, and you should be aligning with just people in general who you associate yourself, who embody that same type of energy. And that's why I'm saying I'm talking to those of you where you are in this energy, where you're in alignment, not those of you who are still trying to like you still out here playing games and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not really like focused, and you ain't really got a vision or things of that nature. I'm talking to those of you where you really are trying to like learn yourself. You're really trying to master yourself. You're really just trying to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always a journey when it comes to self-improvement. So it takes several lifetimes, you know, for someone to really like master and hone different lessons that, you know, soul lessons. So Rome wasn't built in a day is all what I'm trying to say. Like it's not something that you need to feel like a rush or like you need to perfect something in one life, but you can, you know, continue to be on the path that you're on, where you're making significant positive changes and improvements for yourself. But it's definitely going to start with you releasing and getting rid of individuals who you know don't mean you well, people who are stealing from you, people who you go to, you ask, have you stole from me, and they're blatantly lying to you, people who could have just asked you for the money, and you may have given it to them, or given them some type of resource to help them get their own money. You know what I'm saying? um it also just comes when it deals with people who just don't want to see you do better for yourself. It's like you could be improving and people want to hang on to you. They're doing black magic on you so they can trap you, but it's like they don't have what it takes to like go with you to the next level that you're meant to go to. And that's the crazy thing, okay? It's like people want to stick with you, but they don't have the work ethic which is required to go to the next level that you actually are able to go to. But it also comes with your mindset as well too, Gemini, because you need to be able to realize like that you are first, and you're first off worthy of being able to live the type of life that you want to live, have the type of love that you want to live, you know, or just simply be free. Like if it's just negativity that you are just once and for all wanting to just break the fuck away from, like let's say it's just people who are just like not good for you, and you're just like, I don't want to deal with these motherfuckers no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just over this shit. You have the right to do that and move on with your life. If it's a situation where you want to move on and get a better contract, or you just want to break free from a contract, you have a right to do that. Okay, you have a right to do that, and you are capable and you have the potential to do that. And for some of you just got the devil on you, like for real, for real. Some of you, the devil is taking shape and form in lovers, friends, family, business partners. Okay, you could constantly be being attacked by the devil, but some of you could just definitely need to be facing the devil. You might need to confront and tell the devil, leave me the fuck alone. You may need to stand up to the devil and tell the devil that you've had enough, that you're going to get what you want. Like, you don't need to crumble and be crippled in fear, because fear is an illusion here with whoever these people are, whatever this energy is, or literally if it's the devil has to bow down to you, Gemini. Like, when you know that you're trying to positively make positive shifts and change in your life, the devil has to bow down to you. Ultimately, these people are afraid of you. That's what this message really boils down to. They're afraid of you because of your power, because of your potential. And some of you are also, I'm kind of getting an energy that some of you are very passive type of Gemini energies. I'm getting a quiet energy about you as well too. So you may not really like be vocal or speak up a lot. So this is how you're going to know that this message resonates for you, because you could be very passive. Okay, like I said, it gives me Cancer energy again, like, because I feel like Cancer is a very passive sign, or maybe you have other passive placements. I would say Cancer is a passive sign. I would say Libra is a passive sign. So maybe Pisces. So maybe you have some of those placements in your birth chart. um but yeah, I'm just getting like a very passive energy about you. And it's almost like you don't either want to rock the boat, or like I said, for some of you, you could be afraid that, you know, people are going to try to reveal your secrets. But it's like you hold the key to like you're the curse, okay? If anyone tries to curse you, Gemini, a curse is going to be put on them. Because, like I said, this is for those of you who are in your right energy. Like, you are progressively doing things that you were supposed to be doing. You don't got no ill intentions towards people, or maybe you're just trying to positively turn over a new leaf and move your life forward in a new direction, and you got essentially the devil or demons trying to keep you attached to some type of energy that you no longer resonate with. It's okay for you to vibrate higher and leave that behind. But you have to know that people are always going to feel some type of way about you. And you just kind of have to stand in that energy and that power and like be the authority of that, knowing that, okay, well, people always gonna try to challenge you. They always gonna feel some type of way about you. They always gonna be in competition with you because you are rare, Gemini. You are unique. Like, everyone sees this about you. It's like you need to see that about yourself. That's why people be coming at you the way they come at you. And when you understand that, then you will stand in your power. This is you standing in your power, being fearless, okay, against the energies that are coming trying to attack you and make you feel like you ain't the motherfucking goat when you the goat, Gemini. You are the goat.